Welcome back. We're so glad to have you back with us. Now, Linda got away, and she had some other information that we really wanted to talk about. So I'm going to make sure I give her phone number again, and if you have any question on anything I'm going over very quickly, I want you to call her. Her number is 775-419-7857. And the other thing she was going to talk about was a diabetic or pre-diabetic, or if you live with someone who is a diabetic. And they have a workshop January 10, 17, 24, 31, and February 7 and 14. Call Linda if you're interested in anything on the diabetic program. They also have a spaghetti dinner fundraiser. That's Friday, January 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the NYE Communities Coalition Activity Center. And tickets are $5 and can be purchased there. This is a fundraiser, so again, if you're interested in that, be sure to contact Linda. Life Skills, register now for 2018 course, January 26th through March 16th, and it's Fridays from noon until 2. You can definitely, again, give Linda a call, but you can also call 775-751-1118 to register. That's for Life Skills. And a job fair, job and volunteer fair, on Friday, February 9th from 9 until 12 at the NYE Communities Coalition Activity Center. Job seekers and employers. So this is something that could be very important. And they also have the 2018 Hope Run Walk and 5K fun run or 1 mile walk. And this is on March 17th. Now, some of these things you'll hear about later, but I wanted to make sure that you got those. And that, you can contact Linda Wright if you have any questions at all on any of that. And her phone number again is 775-419-7857. And now let's move on because we've got so much to cover in this segment and the next. And we have Deborah and Ron Wright. They're with Homeless Response of Nevada. And I know your question is, what's Homeless Response of Nevada? And we're going to tell you all about that. We're going to answer all those questions. But Debbie.
Nice to see you, Dr.
Welcome,
Waters.
Ron.
Waters.
Welcome
So
to the
pleasure.
show.
Thank
We're
you
going to have
so
so much fun here because you guys are doing so much. And it seems like everything you're doing deals with veterans. And of course, we really appreciate that. Now, Debbie gave me this, and I want to tell everybody that Homeless Response is a charitable 501c3 organization, DBA, Homeless Veterans Solutions, working with other organizations to assist the homeless. So, how did all this begin?
Well, I'd like to start first by saying that if everybody's been watching the national news, I think it was just yesterday, Deb and I heard a program on, I think it was Fox News. They broadcast that pretty good. But how homeless folks are blocking with their tents in Seattle and in California, blocking vendors. It's a big problem nationally in this country.
When you say blocking vendors?
Well, they're putting their tents up in front of their shops.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's just a real big problem. And they actually showed some video on that on Fox News. And it's all about affordable housing. The folks, the people that are displaced and on the streets, they can't afford. Some of them want to work, some of them do work, but they just can't afford a housing or an apartment, and the prices in California and in Washington State are very high. And we started doing some homework and researching about this stuff and what would work good for our community and Nevada. And you could take our program anywhere in the country and use it.
Okay.
And how we got started was we attended some veteran meetings. It was a Veterans Foundation meeting of Pahrump here in Pahrump, and we just noticed how many support systems for veterans there were in this community. It was I think we counted out 6. You know, there's a group that'll drive you around. There's a group that'll feed you. There's a group that'll help you with your medications and meds. They'll help you with your vet information. They can find out where you're at as a veteran, and feed you also and clothe you. And so we said, I got up in the meeting and I asked the crowd. I said, well, where are you guys putting the veterans that you can help? And there was no facility in Pahrump at the time. So what we got, we began a searching around, looking for some property that we could actually house some veterans for free. Come in. If you have need, you come in to us and we put you through a 90-day program, and we vet the vet, so to speak. We look at what your needs are, where you want to go, what you want to do with your life. Hey, let's call your mom, let's call your dad, you know. So what we wanted to do was, we have 2 phases in our project. The first phase is a phase where we bring you in and get you associated back with all your veteran, all the people you served with, or possibly didn't serve with, but you were around, to create a community, to get these, and the idea would be we can't do this on our own. We have to have the support of the community to come in and be a part of what we want to do. And the first thing we thought of was tiny homes. What we want to do is we've approached Habitat for Humanity, Home Depot. They're willing to help us with materials and provide us with things we need to build these tiny homes.
Now, when you say tiny homes, I know on TV there's a show called Tiny Homes.
Well, they'll be within 180 to 200 square foot living spaces. And if you go to our website, homelessvetsolutions.com, you'll see some of the floor plans and prototypes that we're doing. Also, I will have
homelessvetsolutions.com.
There it is, right there.
On the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
What we're going to have for next stand down, it's every year at the Home Depot parking lot. I'm hoping to have 2 different type of prototypes: a container unit, living unit, and a wheeled unit, one on wheels. And we'll be showing those to the community, and we're going to do this all up and up with all the approvals and things we need to get these things done. But our second phase will be possibly a mobile home park or an RV park that we can buy.
Let's go back. You're talking about building the tiny home.
Yes.
Now, are you going to build it for the vets?
We are going to build these tiny homes, and what I had, this idea came to where I was in the modular business for years, for about 8 years. And I used to build these from little construction shacks all the way to 2-story apartments. So I know how to do this pretty good. I got a lot of knowledge in it. What I thought was, well, probably someone that's in transient that will come into our program will want to go to work. We want to be able to pay him or give him his work. You know, give the man what he's worth. Give him money. But the goal would be is to let him build his own tiny home, and also let him help us build tiny homes for other veterans also. And it's a doable thing.
Okay. Now, it sounds, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Go ahead.
but it sounds like you have some veterans that are building the tiny homes.
Yes.
And they're working because now they have a job. But they're building other tiny homes.
Right.
So other veterans won't have to build those.
We will hopefully by the time they're through our program, they'll have one available for themselves.
Okay.
Now, that includes the second phase. If he goes through the program, he can move on to our larger site where we have 10 to 20 units on the site. And this will be strictly veterans. They'll be together. They'll be working together, and by then he'll have possibly a job through some of the contacts we have here, through some of the support systems. He'll have a job, and it'll be a great thing. But
Is that open to male and female vets?
Yes.
yeah, no, what happened was we went, I went with a pastor and another influential person, and we went to the Veterans Village in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And we, anyway, we went to Veterans Village, which was a great experience because we saw a guy doing the same thing, and we came to the conclusion that there's homeless vets shouldn't be even mentioned in this country. We shouldn't, those two words should not be together.
I agree.
So we saw that the veterans were coming through, and what we realized, how many veterans are transient in this country. They're in between what they have coming in, so to speak, from their pay, but it's not enough to afford a house. It's not enough to get themselves together. So this guy opened up 120 rooms in a motel in Las Vegas and brought them in. And his plan is to do a container village. He's looking at some expired, older apartment buildings. And so we thought, wow, what a great idea for our community to get started and do something like that, since we have a large veteran community. Do you think we'd have time to read some stats?
Sure.
Deborah has some stats here.
And may have to stop you, but go ahead.
Yeah.
The recent report from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, dated December 6, 2017, states that there's 533,742 veterans and homeless persons overall. There's 0.72% from the increase of 2016. Veterans' homelessness increased by 1.5%. Local communities reported a total of 40,056 veterans experienced homelessness in January of 2017. While there has been some improvement in recent years, it is still unacceptable. In Pahrump, Nevada, for every 100 low-income renters, there are as few as 17 affordable housing units, according to the National Low Cost Coalition, GAP, in Report 2016.
And you know, and this is information that we're going to make sure that you get. But at the same time, there's just so much that they can do to help homeless vets. And that's why we have them on the program today. We're going to try and provide as much as we can in the next session. So come back and join us as we tell you more about tiny homes for homeless vets.